Make sure everyone's muted. My phone will stop vibrating. All right, we are live. So I'm Maddie. I'm so honored to host your guys' team call. I have my coaches on here too as well, and I'm just super excited. I'm just gonna dive right in. I made a PowerPoint. Just how I made it a non-negotiable in my business to hit Success Club 10 by the 10th every month. And honestly, I feel like next month I have to change it and up it because I've been hitting it by the 5th. And if I can do it by the 5th, why am I waiting till the 10th? So that's kind of where I'm at. But I'm going to just talk to you guys a little bit how I do that. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. And then go here and present. Ta-da. And then if you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat. And then at the end, I will go over the questions just because when I am on the presentation mode, I can't see the chat. So we'll go over any questions at the end. But feel free. I love to answer questions. I know you guys have some about Captivate and all that stuff because I get questions all the time. Okay, so here we go. So the first thing I absolutely do, actually, before we start, I had some questions I wanted you guys to throw in the chat before I did this. Okay, so everyone put in the chat right now what day your challenge group is started this month. Even if it already started or if it's in the future, put it in the chat right now. I'm going to come out of here so I can see everyone's responses because I want to know what everyone, if they already have their plan of attack, what you guys have going on for your challenge groups. So throw them in the chat. Let's see, chat. Okay, on the 1st and, oh yeah, me too, Lizzie, yeah, same exact days. 29th, good, 22nd. Yeah, especially the 22nd because we have Shift Shop coming out. It's so crazy. I'm really jealous that Melissa gets to do it because I'm like stuck in the middle. I can't decide. All right, next question. What Success Club points are you at right now in your business? Put them in the chat. Even if you're at 0, I just want to know where you guys are at and what you kind of need more from and what you want to learn from. So put it in the chat what you're at. Perfect. Nice, nice. Especially because we have so many crazy, awesome rewards going on this month. It's a great month to hit Success Club with our markers from Shift Shop, all those points, and anywhere in between. Awesome, 0. No worries. We are going to freaking get into this. And then last question. So how many direct invites did everyone send today? If you sent 0, put 0, but I just want to know if you guys put any direct invites into someone's inbox about your challenge group that you guys said you have coming up, or challenge group that you have currently going on, or coaching. So did anyone send direct invites today, and how many? This is just kind of a gut check. Like, are we actually doing what we say we need to be doing? Good. Okay. So I just wanted to get into those. Okay, we're going back to presentation. Dun, dun, dun. Go. All right. So I had the same monthly plan of attack this month as Lizzie when I said I'm having 2 not coach, but challenge groups. So I had one start on October 1st. So all of September, towards the end of September, because I already hit Success Club 10 beginning of the month, I was inviting to that October 1st group. And then my next group, since everyone saw those people starting and I was posting about it, because I do mine on Facebook, everyone saw those, so I was putting it on my story, like how many people we have plugging in on the first day. Everyone wanted to get in on that Monday. Even if it was already late, they wanted to get in. So I was able to sign up 3 people on October 1st to still get in for that group, and they just made their workup out later because it was lift 4, which is awesome. We only have 4 days a week. So I hit Success Club 5 or 6 technically on the first day of October. So like having it in the beginning, first week of the month is so crucial because it's getting people set up right in the beginning of the month, and then you have a week to invite to that, or as a lot of us did, is on the October 1st. And then so I said in there, everything you set up in September goes towards your October Success Club. So everything that you're like setting up now is going towards November. So if you were kind of had a crappy month, say in August, you haven't been inviting, then it's like, what am I going to do right now in October? You have to let yourself know that what you do now is going to affect your business in the future. So I always have one big Facebook group. So if I have the people that are starting on the 22nd, I'm going to be putting them into my October 1st boot camp just because then there's more camaraderie and it's a better challenge group for me, as when I used to do like 6 different challenge groups going on when we had like 80-day obsession on the My Challenge Tracker app. It was mind-blowing, and I couldn't stay with it, and my groups just fell apart, and my retention rate was horrible, like literally so bad. I just like hated it, and I was like, I'm not actually helping these people. So it was super frustrating for me. So I found that like every quarter I'm just going to start a new group on Facebook. So I'm just going to add for that whole quarter into one group, just keep changing the name when I choose to, and like changing the cover photo. But that's what I have planned right now. So always the first and last weeks of the month, so you have that first month to go into it, and then the last month you have all month to be inviting every single day to that challenge group. And then I always give the ability for someone to choose what their program wants to be. And then a lot of people are like, actually, I just want to start on this coming Monday. I don't want to wait till the 22nd. So go ahead, because if you're in this big group, everyone's already doing the program. So I made my check-ins that are like not necessarily like, how was your buys and tries day or something like that. It wasn't necessarily for a certain program. It was just in general, how was your nutrition? Did you drink your shake today? Those kind of things. So this is my monthly plan of attack. And then, so this month, guys, I was in a slump last month of getting coaches involved. So I was like, I need to change something about Coach Sneak Peeks. So I'm hosting 3 Coach Sneak Peeks this month. I did October 8th. I had a bunch of people in that one. And then we had our Fearless Recruiting had a Coach Sneak Peek today that I had a lot of people invited into. And then me and Melissa are teaming up later in the month to do another Coach Sneak Peek. So it's like the Coach Sneak Peeks on some of the big teams, guys, have them every single week. And I think that's something our team needs to implement, because if we're expecting new coaches to come and we're not actually inviting them to it, how do we think they're going to want to do it? Like, it blows my mind, because I don't know if she shared the thing we got from Fearless Recruiting, but it's a Business Babes like attack thing, and it has 50 people on it, and you're supposed to just write someone's name into it. And I have never sent that many coach invites in my entire life, because I was deathly afraid of it. Because it's like, who wants to do this? It's awkward. But like, so many people are so interested. They just have so many objections. And so those are super easy for us to like combat with. So we have to actually invite. And so the last thing I run on my monthly attack was a free group. So I did a Crock-Pot, so it was like Croctober. And I did a free Crock-Pot group so more people can get in. And that's kind of like a pipeline into my challenge group. So once they see that I'm showing up in that Crock-Pot, God, that's hard to say fast, Crock-Pot group every single day, they're going to be like, oh, wow, this is awesome. Like, this is how our challenge groups are going to be. And then they're going to be ready to invest more money into that. And it's hard. Like, that's one of the last things on the totem pole, because if you're not running a good challenge group, there's no point in running a free group, to be honest. So we have to like make our priorities straight. But if you have a chance to run a free group, run a free group. It's a great pipeline into your business. Next is my non-negotiables. And we hear this all the time in the Beachbody coaching world is our non-negotiables. But it's just something that is a staple in my business that I have to do every single day. And I have to get it done. So every morning I wake up. During the week, I've been waking up at 5:30. I do my 100 new followers on Captivate. I'm going to go over at the end, because so many people have questions on this, and I'm just going to like nail it down. And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But like, I just want to go over it one more time, because I get questions daily about it from our team. So I go over my 100 new followers, and then usually that's like 15 minutes. And then I start doing my follow-ups and messaging all my new followers from the day before that I had just followed. And then usually around 6 o'clock is when me and Melissa get on our power hours every day that everyone is invited to, but we have showed up every single day. So we message all of our new followers, and then I add whoever messages me back after I say, I have, what's it called? A preview or like a example on my next slide, but I will just say like, hey girl, thanks so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. And if they like it, or if they comment back, I add them to my app called Asana, as you can see on the slide. And this is just a great way to do a checklist. So I have on my iPad, I add them in there, and then I do 4 days out from that date. I'll put a due date, and that's when I need to check in and invite them to either the coaching opportunity or a boot camp. And if they don't know what that is, then I'm going to explain it. But it's just they'll have 4 days of seeing me show up every single day on my Instagram stories and on my Instagram feed, because I post 3 times a day, every single day. a content call to action and just like a regular lifestyle post. And then I show up on my stories at least 10 times a day with my workout, with my shake, all the above. And that's just like, oh, so they see me for 4 days before and they're kind of interested. And that's a great time to go and invite them to a boot camp. And then depending on like what I have going on in that next week or whatever, I'll decide if I want to do 50 invites to coaching or a boot camp. And lately I've been doing the coaching because we had that big coaching sneak peek today. So I was all over that one. But I'm going to go back to doing my boot camp because that starts on next Monday. And I have a ton of follow-ups I need to do of people that were just doing a free trial that I want to get them over into the boot camp. And then I do my follow-ups. And so when I have my app, it'll put it in red that day that I need to do that follow-up. And it's been so life-changing, guys. I was so disorganized in my Instagram. Like, things get lost on your Instagram, like, DMs all the time. And I didn't realize that till I was in Alaska. And this is what really set me up this month for success, is that I was like, okay, I'm bored in the airport, and we didn't fly out to, like, a red eye. So I was like, let me just go back and start, like, writing down the people. And I was going through these messages, and these people are like, hey, like, I'll check back in, I'll check back next month. And there were messages from July. So obviously the month had passed. We're going into October, and this was in July. So I missed those opportunities. So I went back and offered them time to get into my boot camp on October 1st, and people like bit at the bait. Like, people are so ready to do it, but they weren't going to message me first. If I didn't do that follow-up or that invite, they weren't going to message me and be like, hey, put me in your boot camp, because people are terrified to do that. They're not going to just drop an emoji on our post. Even though we say it every time, you'll get maybe one person, or you'll get our fellow coaches just helping you out, but it doesn't usually happen. So you have to send that direct message. And that's where, like, I feel like I struggled for a long time. I was terrified. I was like, what are these people going to say to me? And maybe, yeah, sometimes I get weird looks at school because I probably messaged that girl that's walking by me, but I'm like, oh, well, like, what is she going to do? Like, she's not going to, like, badmouth me for inviting her to a boot camp. And one of the most amazing things I heard was that people want to be recruited. I think Christina Delgado said this. People want to be recruited, guys. They're not just, like, sitting there like, oh, my God, this girl recruited me. Like, hell no. Like, people are not going to ask to be, like, into your things. They want you to come find them. So be the person that's going to come find them and change their life. And then every single day I check into my team page, my challenge group, my back office. This is all within, I wake up at 5:30 and I start working out by 7 at the latest because I have class at 8. So it's an hour and a half. I do all these things, and maybe it's not the exact numbers I want for the day, but I've hit every single one of these things, my non-negotiables. So take a screenshot, take a photo, take some notes, get this in your brain because this has to happen. I'm checking my back office for sponsorship drill down. Anything like new challengers, since I'm Emerald or I'm actually Diamond, I can like see what if I got any customer leads, email those people. Team page, I always have my check-ins there, my challenge group, and then I work out at 7 a.m. and I'm drinking my Energize through this whole thing, so I'm ready at 7 a.m. to get my workout in, and I drink my shake. And if you guys aren't getting your workouts in, drinking your shake, how do you expect anyone to follow your lead? And I think that's one of the hardest things, is that if we're not going to pay for our own shakes, then it's like, how do we expect someone else to pay for them when they're paying full price and we get a discount? So I know it's like maybe you have a surplus of them, but start getting packets. You can give them out when you run, say, a free group, you can give them out packets and say like, hey, like $15 for this many packets or something like that. And you can make a profit back off of those, but we have to be drinking our shakes every single day. It's just non-negotiable, AKA why this slide is called that. And then I think that's all I have for that slide. Yeah. Okay. So invites. Here are some examples I have. So here's an example of a coach invite. And I always heard this in high school. It was called KISS. Like, keep it simple, stupid. Like, pure, this is what we have to do. Like, don't overcomplicate inviting. Because when I am sending 50 invites and you're sending one because you're stuck on it, like, times that by so many times, like, don't spend too much time, because I could be inviting 50 people or you're inviting one person an hour. Like, don't let this stop you from inviting. So here's a simple coach invite. Hey girl, You don't have to start with "Hey girl." I know it's like so cliche, but it's just sometimes easy. I always like struggle. That's honestly sometimes the hardest part for me, sending an invite, is like, what do I start it with? But "Hey girl, I see you watching my stories and I wanted to thank you for all the support. It actually is one of the reasons why I keep going, is to show up for you guys. Curious if you have ever thought about joining me on coaching and earning a side hustle." Super simple. And all I did was I looked at my call to action story that I had posted of like, drop your email below if you want into my coach sneak peek, and I looked at who followed it from like the first story to the fifth story, and then where that call to action was, and I watched whoever stayed on it till that point. I messaged those people because those people didn't click away, they didn't scroll away, they watched it till that point. So I messaged her. She goes, "I'm definitely thought about it, but I'm not that much of an extrovert." Ding ding ding. Like, this is where we loved when we get objections, guys, that we are like, oh my god, I'm not much of an extrovert either. If you look at my neck, it's bright red. Like, I hate to public speaking, you know? Like, we don't have, like, we have so many things to combat what people come out with. But if we never sent that to her, I would have never thought that she's ever thought about it, because she's like a hepathlete, whatever those things are that like does like 6 competitions in track and field. That's what she does at my school. So I was like terrified to ask her. Like, I see her all the time. I was like, girl, I'm not an extrovert either. Like, trust me, I have the perfect video for her to watch. And so I was going to send her the Melissa McAllister video from today, from our Fearless Recruiting Glimpse into Coaching thing. So, and then after that, she's like, sure, add me. Like, I'll try and get around to it, which is better than a no. Even though I'm aiming for no's most of the time, because that's someone I can like re-invite in the future. And then a challenge group invite. Literally, this is what I was talking about. So I go, thanks for the follow, girl. I really appreciate it. And she liked it and said, absolutely very motivating pages. And I think I sent that on Thursday. I checked back in with her on Saturday and said, if you've ever thought about joining, or have you ever thought about joining a virtual fitness boot camp, or even wonder what that is? Because some people don't even know what we do. Like, some people literally, guys, think I run actual boot camps in Monmouth, Oregon. Like, they don't even know that they're doing this in the comfort of their own home, because I don't talk about Beachbody all over my story. No one knows most of the time that I'm a Beachbody coach, unless I say something about it that day. But people literally think I'm just a fitness coach for anyone, and I write them their own plans. They're like, hey, can I Venmo you? I'm like, no, this is actually a big corporation you can be a part of. Like, that's just from like kind of curiosity marketing. Like, I make them ask questions about what I do. And so like once I send those invites, so those are invites that I save in my Instagram, where you can just like, I don't know, it's like a quick copy thing that they just have on there, which is amazing. I love it. So I'll send those invites to like everyone. And then once they start replying, then I start making it more personable and like tailor it to what that person is like. So like most of the time I like will look at their Instagram and kind of see what they're into, and like if they're an athlete, whatever they do, so I can kind of like relate to them on some sort of level. Especially when people say they have no time. That's my favorite one to like combat with, because it's like, oh yeah, you don't have any time? Like, let me tell you what I have to do. And I totally feel you on that. But I was able to free up my plate because I started this coaching gig, something like that. And then let's go to okay. Sorry. Going too far ahead. So, perfect. VIP loyalty program. This is something that I actually helped me hit Success Club points too earlier in the month, is because I've been able to invite them to this program where it's like, this isn't just coaching. This is actually like joining people on my team, but it's them getting a discount too. And it's like, I can get that fast start bonus, which is an extra $100 bonus that we get if you sign 5 coaches in 5 weeks. And I've gotten that 2 times now, just from doing like a lot of discount coaches. So these are super simple ones. If you guys want to screenshot this so you can have an idea of some VIP loyalty program, like, what are they called? Like snippets that you can send to people. So I'm so glad you're excited to get started. We can do this one of 2 ways. So this is after someone's told me like, hey, send me the link. So then I ask them this. Sign up with our loyalty plan, coach membership, and you'll receive 25% off on future orders and shakes. Become $113 instead of $130 next month. Or sign up as a regular customer and pay full retail when you order going forward. Which option sounds better for you? There's no contracts. Oh my God. I've looked at all these typos. Contracts on either one. And this one, like, sometimes I can just tell the vibe of someone and I'm like, it's not going to be for them. But like, I feel like sometimes if I don't offer it, I'm giving someone a disservice, even though like within 30 days they can still, or anytime they can still get their refund back and become a discount coach. I still like sometimes will wait until they try everything to get them into this. And I had 3 people sign up as discount coaches this month. Super awesome. They were challengers that have been doing this for a long time, gotten results, and they're like, sure, why not? Maybe I'll start selling it, but I'm not ready to do that yet, which is awesome. And then the last one was, hey, love, I know that you've been loving, this is just someone that has been in my challenge groups. So I know that you've been loving Shakeology and using it all the time, and I just wanted to offer you the coach discount to you once again. It is a way to save you 25% off everything in our shop, and it's only $15 a month starting month 2, and you can cancel it at any time. It's also an opportunity to earn a little extra cash. Just want to throw it out there to save you some money. Let me know if you want to try it out. Super easy, super simple, pain-free. I don't feel any pain, guys. I am only benefiting from it. It's actually pretty freaking awesome. Okay, and I don't know how often I can say this, but use the dang tracker. They did not make these things to waste trees. They made these so we can do our non-negotiables. And the funny thing is that like my non-negotiables are basically this sheet. Like I'm going to watch the National Wake Up Call. I watch training videos every single day while I'm doing my makeup. Actually, I don't really do my makeup, but when I'm getting ready for school or whatever I'm doing, because I am a student of this business. I'm learning from people that are the top coaches because I want to do what they're doing. So I check my online office, check my team page check-ins, challenge group check-ins. I do my workout, like these trackers are made for a purpose. So follow them. Don't get off. And this one is the Biz Mogul, and then we have the Biz Launcher that is on the screen. And I think it's awesome that if you want to earn time with your coach, you're filling out these trackers so we can see where you're struggling, and we can give you tips on where, like what you can do to fill that spot. So like I have this little sticky note on my mirror because I told you I have sticky notes everywhere, but this was something I looked at my tracker from week 1 and I said, where am I struggling? And I am not doing personal development every day. And that's because I make excuses for not doing it because I'm like, that's a waste of my time. I'd rather watch a training video instead of that because that's going to actually help me. But I'm taking away from my own personal development, like I need to spend time doing personal development no matter what. That's my number 1 on there with an exclamation point. And then watching more training videos, signing coaches, and then more recognition, and then trying to implement 5-3-1. So like I have the things that I didn't do well in first week and I have them on a sticky note. And that's just, I see every single day. And it's a way to hold yourself accountable and see what you're actually doing and what you're not doing. And you're not going to go bubble in those things if you didn't do it. Trust me. You're not going to be like, oh, like I want my coach to like me. I'm going to bubble in these things. Because we can tell if you're actually doing it or if you're just saying you're doing it. Because it's a direct reflection of the lives you're changing, the Success Club points, and how you're doing as a person. Like you can totally tell the vibe. And then... So this last slide is like, I show up every single day for me as like my personal accountability. And that's what I use on my social media as my accountability partner. That's where I feel like if I'm not showing up on there, I'm like, crap, I need to be on my social media because no one's going to see me. And I don't know if anyone else feels that kind of urgency some days where you're like, oh my God, like I'm letting people down, or if you guys just don't feel that. But that's how I show up for me. And why would I wait until the 31st of the month when I'm capable of getting it done on the 10th? And as I said, I probably could be getting it done on the 5th. So maybe I need to challenge myself to get higher numbers that next month. And then why do we let ourselves like have wiggle room? Why are we waiting till, October is 31 days. Why are we waiting till October 31st? Why are we not at least Success Club 2? Why are we not Success Club 4? We have the non-negotiables. Where are we like kind of going wrong? And don't wait for someone to light a fire under your ass. And like, you are your own boss, guys. And no matter what Melissa, me, Katrina, anyone on this call says to you, if you're a personally sponsored coach, like it shouldn't matter. We're here to support you and like encourage you, but we shouldn't have to be the ones to always like fire you up. Like you guys should be so self-motivated to live a life that like, that's what you see with all these top coaches. Like, what do you see with them? Like they're living their life to the fullest, and we should be able to like, oh my God, dig so deep for that because that's what we want. And then how much are you worth? Like when you show up in your business, do you expect like the income you have, is that direct relation of how much you're working? Because sometimes I feel like we're like, I should be making this much money. Like I've been in the business for this long, but it's like, Maybe I'm not doing my non-negotiables. Maybe I'm not actually inviting, because inviting is the key to success. Okay. And then last but not least, are you coachable? Because no one wants that coach that, like, me, I'm telling you to go do this because it worked for me, and then you're like, yeah, I'm doing it. But, like, are you actually doing it? Or are you trying to be like, put a creative spin on it and try and do something different and it's not working? Like, why are we trying to be so creative when it's like, we have outlined exactly what you need to do to be successful, and all these top coaches on national wake up calls tell you exactly what they do, but sometimes we're like, yeah, that's a great idea, but we don't actually implement it right away. We're like waiting for some magic secret sauce that's easy, and it's not going to be easy. It's hard work. And that's like the thing, is that I don't wait around till the 31st of the month. Like, I will put in all those invites, and if I'm not hitting Success Club 10 by the 10th, you bet your ass I'm sending out 200 invites the night before, because I'm going to hit that number, because I will not let myself down. I'm showing up for myself. I don't know. That's what I got right now. And then I don't know if you guys want me to go over Captivate. Sorry. Oh gosh. Did anyone put any questions in the chat? But would it be helpful if I go over Captivate? We have some time left. Does anyone know what Captivate is? Yeah. Okay. When you add people, okay, let me look at this really quick. Okay, when you add people to your challenge group and start a new one, I got 10 minutes. Okay, cool. Do you delete all the posts while keeping the challenges in there, or keep the previous posts in there? So I keep the previous posts in there. When I do a coach sneak peek, though, I'll use the same group and I'll delete everything in the coach sneak peek before and then add people. And if someone's became a coach, sometimes I'll delete them from there because I can remove people from my coach sneak peeks. But I'll use the same group for that one. But for my challenge groups, I just keep adding. And I just keep adding, because when you see all these people showing up for months and months, it kind of gives you some credibility that, like, this isn't like a one-time, like, we're going to all show up for 1 week and then no one's going to be here ever again. Like, we are here for you guys through that entire 8-week program, 80 days, whatever your program is that you're doing. And then, okay, so I think that's all the questions. So Captivate. It's not as hard as some people want it to be, but some people do have a really struggle with it. So it's an app that I use every single day to follow people on Instagram. If you have never heard of it, so this is how I get my 100 followers really quickly, like within 15 minutes, because if you're constantly scrolling on Instagram trying to find people, it's time consuming, and then you're more likely to just start following and scrolling and like not actually doing that business strategy quickly. So like when you first log into your Captivate, it looks like this. Like, this is freaking Danielle Natoni's like husband. Like, this is like all these famous people, and you're like, okay, why would I want to be following those people? You don't. So what I do is I go to search, and I'll go to whoever is like my most recent challenger, or like someone I know that I have people kind of in common with. So I'm gonna go to Megan. I'm just gonna use you as an example. So I'm gonna go to Megan's actual Instagram somewhere. Okay. And then so once I pull up her Instagram, I can go to her followers. And that's where I'll find people that are more like me than my discovery page, because that discovery page is like nonsense. It's just famous people. It's not going to help your business. So I'll go to her followers, and it shows up with all the little pictures of everyone she follows. And literally all I do is I go through people that look like they're my age. And I am just right now recruiting women and like girls our age, just because it's easier for me. That's who I want to mentor right now. Like, maybe in the future I'll open up to more men, but there's, for me right now, I'm doing women. So I'll pick any like college age girl, and like I will just like quickly go through it. Like, you just click on the picture and it like highlights it in blue. So I'm like, oh, I'll pick on that person. And then at the bottom, it tells you how many people are selected. So I'll just go through that super quickly and get 100 people. Sorry, I'm just following people on your account, Megan. And then at the top right, it says actions. So what I did was I bought the cloud version, because it will follow us people within like the next like 6 hours. And then it, like, Instagram doesn't shut you out or anything. Like, you can still follow people and they don't like freak out. But if you like were to do that on Instagram, just follow all these people, like Instagram will shut you down because they're like, you're like a stalker, you're a weirdo, like you're following all these random people. So then you just go to follow, and then I'll do add to cloud queue, and it'll just follow them for me. You can also do the local queue, which will follow people through the night for you. I just kind of got away from that because you have to like leave your phone on, even though it's plugged in and it'll just go. But I just did the cloud one. It was like a little more expensive, but it was so worth it. And I just freaking go on there, click it, and I have all these followers. And then throughout the day, they're following me. So I do that Monday through Thursday. I follow at least 100 people a day. And then on Friday and Saturday, I just kind of wait so everyone follows me back, and I'll greet those people as they follow me, and I'll send them that message that I had posted. And then on Sunday, I'll go and unfollow anyone that didn't follow me through the week, because otherwise your ratio starts to look kind of whack when you have like 1,500 people that follow you and like you're following 1,600. Like, you never want your following to be higher than your followers. That's just kind of like a rule in general. I don't know if it's really a rule, but that's just kind of how things go. Do you guys have any questions about that, or did I go over that too fast? Did that make any sense? Yeah? Put them in the chat if you have any questions, or you can unmute yourself. I want it to be clear, because then anyone in the future can totally rock Captivate. And if you like are like so anti using like that kind of technology, I think it's only $10 like for a lifetime. Like, it's not even a monthly fee. And you can always do it manually. You can always like do your followers manually if you want. But like Captivate has like a cleaner app too, so then you can just unfollow those people at the same time. And it's the exact same concept, so you're not like learning two different things. All right. Melissa, do you have anything to add?
No, I think you were amazing. I'm just like seeing. I think that value that you add to our team is ridiculous, and we're really happy to have you. So, thank you for taking tonight's call.
Of course. Wait, can everyone take off their like camera for a second? We can take a cute little photo. Take a screenshot. If you're not looking too hot, don't worry about it. But Amber, take your camera off. All right. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Sweet. Awesome. Thank you, guys. All right, I will end this meeting, but have a great rest of your Tuesday night. I will talk to you all later. Thank you.
Thank you.